Apparently, Adam was made out of dirt. His little brother wasn't made out of dirt. My mom told me that story a long time ago. Are we live?
Yes.
Okay.
How does it feel, Matt?
How does it feel?
I thought we were. That's fine.
You should finish telling the bicycle story.
I think we've all lost. I've lost that by now. I don't know what that means.
Y'all talk
Yeah, I
about
don't know
every
that.
single time that y'all talk about that, I do not know what's going on.
Shh, that's the joke.
Point.
Don't give it away.
Oh, that's story.
Yeah.
That's the
Good.
Hey, it says
Well
2 to
done.
1. It worked. Excellent.
hooray.
It even says excellent next to the
We're old enough
live
to
title.
vote or whatever. I'm not sure what happens at 21.
You can
Alcohol.
try.
I'm in a different country. Oh, we can have alcohol. I'll be right back.
Is it like 9 a.m.?
Shh.
Not here.
It's gonna be quiet today.
I'm in the
5:37.
future though, so it's okay.
10 a.m.
Tomorrow, it's okay.
Time travelers don't abide by our rules. I forget.
You what?
I said time travelers don't abide by our rules. I forgot.
I like the I like the theory that somebody's going back trying to fix 2020, and that's how the Death Hornets disappeared.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah. But they only showed up in like one spot, didn't
Yeah.
Yeah, because the
Like
future
we
people.
panicked
travelers.
over nothing.
Yeah, it worked.
Yeah,
See, it
and
worked.
they're just gone.
See?
Grand success.
they? I would like to note that last week, after having upgraded my internet,
Upgrade.
yeah, we had no dropped frames at all. So the stream, and hopefully there are no more interruptions. But I should knock on wood quickly.
Yeah, please don't say that.
Okay, there. Sorry.
That's so
Come
hard.
in. Oh.
Shouldn't
My,
have said something.
my seat just shrank.
Bye, Matt. Bye-bye.
This is nice.
This
And it-
episode brought by Acme's Pogo Sticks.
Oh,
Here.
come on.
Favorite pogo stick in a movie has to go
There you
to Tremors. Have you seen Tremors, the original?
Oh, a
Tremors.
long time ago.
Oh, yeah.
Kevin
Yeah.
Bacon film?
That's
I'm
Mr.
trying to
Bacon, right?
Dust off that memory.
Yeah. That's got a kid on a pogo stick with headphones on, bouncing across the thing after everybody goes and hides because they realize that the things are sensing them via vibration, and they're all like up on the tables and
Oh.
stuff, and you just just get the headphones on. It's my favorite. I love it.
I love the fact that not Different Strokes, but whatever that one TV sitcom where the family man is the crazy gun-toting ex-military guy who's got like every gun's in his bunker.
Fred
And
Ward?
it's just, huh?
Ward.
Ward?
I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure it's
like-
Fred Ward. In the
the
second
Beaver?
one, he has the great scene where he shows up with the truck and it's just covered in guts, and he like falls out of the truck and he's like, "I am completely out of ammo." That's never happened to me before.
Bless you, Rachel.
He's actually the
they-
only one that's in all of the movies, and there's like 7 Tremors movies now. It's amazing.
Holy crap.
Did I
Yeah,
hear-
they just
That's
Nope,
like
we can hear
Sharknado.
When I sneezed,
No,
No, you.
I
you
didn't
muted-
mute.
you were muted. You just pantomimed really well.
Oh. Thanks, I've been practicing. Got you all.
hey,
Alright,
Coward
I'm
is
doing-
here. We can probably stop.
Yeah, we guess we
Doing
probably
this.
should.
Off of Skype tonight. I'm having issues with my Twitch feed.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's
don't
not
look at
working
that.
either,
It's
so just leave it
distracting.
on tonight.
Yeah, it really is. It's got a delay. I'm not used to that. I feel like I move and then 5 seconds later I move. It's weird.
See,
I guess it's part of the
That's what was
delay.
going on with us when we couldn't see you on Skype. Like I would watch the stream and have you off to the side, and you would be expressive, and it'd be like 3 seconds delay, and it's like, oh
Mhm.
yeah, that would have been funny if it would have been on time.
Your
Wait a minute.
wit is all
Yeah.
about timing.
Now it's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The moment's gone. Well, I'm gonna start off with this. Oh, how about I move my mic to my face?
Oh, there we are.
That helps, right?
It does help.
Start off this traditional every week that we just started the tradition a couple weeks ago. Talking about the other shows. Rocks and Moon Lords comes out every Wednesday or Sunday if you're a patron. And Adam and Atkins are discussing discussing My Hero Academia in the Almighty podcast, which releases every other Monday. And I think the next one is due on the 5th. Sounds good. You should watch it. It's fun. Now, roll initiative.
Oh, what?
No, you guys wake up. You don't have to
Okay,
roll
not
initiative. So
Funny, funny.
you had delved down into the Malachite fortress, defeated Casmagen, saved 3 of the 4 kids, and took off, rightly enough, and returned those children back to Ginia at the St. Cuthbert Church. But on your way there, you had some visitors down in Jadaroon who some of you knew, some of you didn't, but it was the guards folk had been sent down by the city to secure Jadaroon, make sure everything was safe. And 3 of those guardsmen that you did see were the 3 that were attacking the poor St. Cuthbert acolyte on day 1 of your adventuring life. They were the ones that you were told were put to jail and then were released on bail the very next day. And kind of give you a snarky look as you pass through. You took the children to St. Cuthbert, you took the children to Ginia, and then you took Casmagen and his hobgoblin buddy, whose name is
Zarkad.
Sarkad. It's like I was fumbling for a name. To jail. And this also benefited you. Oh, yeah, Ginia gave you a lump of cash, which was donated by, and she didn't say who it was, but it was donated by several of the more affluent members of the Cauldron City. You dropped off Casmagen and Zarkad at the jail. It also received a bounty, not quite as big as the bag of gold you got from Ginia. You guys decided to go back to the Drunken Morkoth and had dinner with Nalini and spent the night and leveled up to level 4. So let's just take a real quick. I'm curious what everybody did at level 4. It's a big thing. If you stayed in your class, this is the 4th class level. It's a big bump for everybody because it can be an ability stat increase, or it can be a feat, or it can be a little of both. So I'm going to go clockwise from my left, starting with Jamie, who looks like he's involved with something. I'll start with
Excellent choice.
ladies first. Sullivan. Rachel.
Outed me.
I was listening.
It's okay. You look like you're doing something.
Alma took another leveling cleric.
Hooray.
And so I got a couple. I got another second level spell slot, and I took the feat of Observant. So now I know everything that's going on around me all the time. My passive perception is now 20. So
Do you know
I'm
how
pretty
much
excited
that makes my life easier? It really, really does. I did a lot
that's why I did it.
I did a lot of reading, and some people hate it. Some people hate that their characters can take this feat and like just notice all the hidden secret things, and like, should I increase the DC? I'm like, why are you going to punish your player for playing a character they want to play? No, you just became a walking radar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
DC 20.
Yeah.
Alma can see you at home
Yeah,
right now.
yeah.
You right now.
She sees into
It's
the
true.
future.
I
She
see
actually took a
what you're
level of
doing.
diviner.
She took a level of Deadpool. Break the 4th wall.
And I also thought this was interesting. I didn't know this was part of Observant, but if I'm like in a room and I can see somebody speaking a language that I know, even if I can't hear them and I can see their lips moving, I know exactly what they're saying. So that's kind of neat.
You can now read lips.
Yeah.
Of languages you can speak. That is pretty cool.
Yeah. It's like the opposite of me in real life because I don't know what anybody's talking about ever. So it's a real fantasy game for me.
Well, the interesting thing enough is that you have this sudden radar ability overnight. So this is going to be Biori giving you the blessings of observance.
I like it.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Okay, I will continue clockwise, so we'll go with Heath. What did Khaldun do?
Khaldun took another level of wizard. He is excited about the new fire spells that he picked up. He took Resilient Constitution as his feat, which brought his Constitution to 14. And now he has proficiency in con saves, which is really important for a wizard to be able to keep those spells up.
Yeah, that may be the first time I've ever had anybody take Resilient in 5e, or of course it's only where it is, but I've never seen anybody take Resilient in any of the stats. But you got extra hit points, concentration's better, you're saving. I mean, like, it's not sexy, but it's strong, right?
Mhm.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's a good
And he
feat.
doesn't use a shield. I mean, normally you take something like Warcaster, but he didn't use his shield, so Resilient Con made more sense to me.
Well, he has his own magical shield, being Abjure, right?
That's right. Yep. He's always glowy, sparkly.
He's fabulous.
He is fabulous.
You are now fabulous.
He's
Took a level
he's
of
2
fabulous.
meters. He's 2 meters of fabulous. Yes.
Mike understood
We've
that.
got to get you some heals.
Speaking of Mike, what did Tarathiel do this level?
Tarathiel took another level in Rogue, which 4th level for Rogue is just the ability score increase. I took a feat. I took the Elven Accuracy feat, which brings my dex up to 18. And whenever Tarathiel is attacking with advantage using dex into a char, so dex, he gets to re-roll one of his die. So effectively, my with advantage is now 3 dice and take the better one.
Yeah, that is a hoss
Wait,
feat.
what? On an attack?
Yeah, it's really
like,
cool.
that's an option.
Only for Elven.
Yeah,
or half.
I'm not sure how to get the tooling that I'm using to take that into account, so that might slow us down a little bit, but I'll figure it out.
So
So
I know
basically-
in Beyond 20, it's got the notion of super advantage. So if
Ooh.
you shift right click, it does super advantage, which I think is 3 dice.
Ooh.
So
All right,
essentially,
I'll look into that.
when
Yeah.
you have advantage, one of those dice you can re-roll, or do you just automatically roll a third die?
No. So I get to re-roll one of them, but presumably I just re-roll the lowest one. So
Yeah,
Sure. Okay.
it's
Wow.
basically 3 dice.
Yeah,
it's effectively 3 dice.
that's
Mhm.
gross. Okay.
It is gross, but yeah, I looked at a couple of other feats that they don't work all that well with the Soul Knife subclass, which is what Tarathiel is, and I can't take anything that's going to improve my piercing or slashing because psychic knives don't do piercing or slashing, so
It's like,
Yeah.
it's all psychic
Interesting.
damage.
that's cool. Mr. Jamie, what did Farazan do?
Farazan at 4th level gets a feat like everybody else. So I chose to move along the path of being the control artist. So Polearm Master allows me a second attack with the other end of the glaive, halberd, quarterstaff spear. That's a bonus action. And then the really cool part is that when I'm wielding one of those, other creatures provoke an opportunity attack when they enter Farazan's reach. So when he's got a 10-foot reach with his reskin glaive, his long staff, he can beat some people down from afar.
Well, that's handy. So you get 2 attacks around essentially now.
Yep, the
Yes.
second one is only a D4, but it does add strength damage.
That's gross too.
Just wait till I get my next feat.
Wait till just level 5. Oh my
Level
god.
Yeah.
5. Yeah, level 5.
Yeah.
Well,
That's a big power level.
Mhm.
At the next feat that I'm looking at is Great Weapon Master. So when you before you make a melee attack with a heavy weapon, you can choose to take a -5 penalty to the attack roll, and you get a +10 to damage. There's that isn't an action, so I can do that with the butt end of the, the weapon. So
that's
That's
a
even-
power attack.
Yeah,
Beyond grosser.
love that.
Gonna be so
There's
much
a
fun.
ranged version.
Mhm.
Does it do anything else besides give you the -5 plus 10? Because the
Um,
range version, you get to skip cover of all
cover or
kinds,
something.
unless it's total, obviously. But
Yeah,
anyway,
it's
just curious.
it does. There is a second half to it. When you score a critical hit or reduce creature to 0 with a critical hit, you can make an additional attack as a bonus action.
Cleave.
Leave.
Yeah,
Kind
it's
of cleave.
cleave, but it's a critical cleave. So
Ugh. So going to Cleaveville.
Cleveland.
There it
All
is.
right.
It's copyright. Can't say that.
No,
That's copywritten by Ohio.
I know people that live in Cleveland. It's only an hour and a half from here.
That's true. Tennessee.
Are you proposing we conquer it?
I'm going in a couple of weeks. I'll check it out for you.
Okay. Reconnaissance.
Yes.
Oh, I
Taste
don't
the
want
joint.
it.
You guys, you have leveled up. You talked about some of the things that were on your mind, some of the things that you wanted to get done in the city. A little behind the screen, this is what us DMs like to call downtime, right? You don't have to be in dungeon after dungeon after dungeon. All evidence to the contrary for this particular webcast, because you guys have been in a hole for the last, I don't know, 3.5 months.
Yeah.
Uh, So this is your time to be up in the city, get some things done. I know Khaldun had some specific interests. I think Tarathiel did too. His have to wait based on time. Has to wait for the right meeting. Farazan, I'm trying to remember. Was there something in particular that you were looking for, that you were wanting to get started, or you wanted to pay attention to?
I have. Oh yes. I mentioned having Farazan go over to the blacksmith to work on a masterwork weapon.
Yes,
So
Gurnazarn Smithy.
what's that?
Gurnazarn Smithy, Felian, the guy that Khaldun was apprenticing with.
Yeah, like a day and a half. So
Things change.
I remembered after we closed down on Sunday that I had something I could use as materials for his masterwork weapon, and I took some chain from that chain golem thing, and I'd like to have the smithy use that to melt it down, and on the long staff, I'd like him to make like reinforcement, like bands, and pound those chains into bands around the end. So, effectively, that's why it has the +1 damage. Is it's got those extra weighted pieces of metal at the, with the.
Go ahead.
That was just so the masterwork weapons with the +1 damage. I figured
Right.
with that little bit of extra weight on the end, that could kind of give it a little bit of flavor.
All right. And Miss Rachel, did Alma had some plans? That she was wanting to do something?
Uh-oh.
I don't think so. I mean,
Okay.
she's pretty happy where she's at. I mean, the pressing issue on her brain is this whole thing with the guards, because she actually wasn't there. So I'm guessing that her party members would have told her about that.
About the 3 that were.
Because to me, they were eyeballing us for no reason. So I was like, why are they looking at us like that?
Well, it's part of the training, right? Make you feel uncomfortable so that you voluntary information and admit your guilt.
Maybe, yeah. I don't know. I think I mean, I want to know more about them, but there would be no reason for me to investigate that on my own. So I don't think I have any pressing matters.
All right.
There's a little button off to the side that says, "Would you like to know more?"
Yes.
So, is there anything that you guys wanted to do first?
There
Aside
was
from free the rest of the slaves.
Yeah, for sure.
I knew that was on the radar somewhere, but I wasn't sure if there's anything you wanted to do before delving down back into the Malachite Fortress.
If we're walking by the magic item shop, Farazan does want to stop in real quick and get a couple of things.
Well, I mean, it's not exactly along the way, so you won't just like do. I just happen to be here, but it's pretty close. I guess it is kind of like I'm just gonna arbitrarily
Down the
walk.
block.
Yeah, it's 2 blocks away. I was wrong. Yeah, of course. Sky's Treasury is the name of it.
Can you ping it again on the map? Show
Sure.
it to-
17.
Okay.
So it's literally down 2 blocks away, all downhill. So you could sled on a muddy day.
All right. Excellent.
Which aren't they're all muddy days, right? Because it rains every day. I think you mentioned at the start.
It does. It does. Every afternoon there's horrible showers, and it dries by morning, so it's crusty. But yeah, it's
So-
dry right now. It's actually been dry for a couple of days.
So we're in Orlando, is what?
Disney World.
Yeah.
Got that.
Oh.
All right, yeah. So you want to go see Sky at Sky's Treasury?
Just on the way
On the way where?
to
To Genre?
yes, on the way to
Okay.
Shadowrun, stop in and buy something.
All right. So you go down the street 2 blocks away. Sky's Treasury. It's already open. It's got wind chimes. The wind that chimes on both sides, making nice noises. Go inside, and one of the first things that strikes you as unusual,
I dodge.
specifically only because of the location where you are, is Sky is a halfling, and she's behind the counter. Up on a stool. Looks like she's working on an item. And she sees you walk in and, oh, hello, dear. What can I get for you?
I am looking for gloves to make me stronger.
Love to make you stronger. Well, you look pretty strong, lady. What are you talking about? What can Sky get for you?
I have heard of gauntlets that will give you the strength of an ogre. Is what I say.
Oh, gauntlets of ogre strength.
Well, if you want to be that way about it, yes.
Well, let me see what I have.
Do you have them in
She opens the door.
someone sneaking in the back?
Oh, the nice thing is she's like doubled over, legs kicking the air. She's looking through a box. The nice thing about magic items is they resize to the shape of the face and the hands that wear them. Let me look.
Sweet, put it on your face. I want to see what happens.
I don't think the gloves will fit my face.
Well, they will by definition. That's what was just said.
We will now call you Mr. Handy.
Magic is weird.
I had one once upon a time, but another group of adventurers came in. Are you adventurers?
We are.
Yes.
What do you call yourselves?
My name is Farazan.
No. The group.
What do you mean?
Wait, is that a thing? We don't.
Everybody huddle up. We gotta come
Yeah.
up with a team name.
I didn't know this.
Yeah.
I didn't know there was going to be a test.
Well, there's always a
so
test. If you want to buy
you
something for
didn't
me,
you didn't see the little exclamation point over her head.
Yeah,
Name your group.
that's right.
a group.
I think we get a group discount if we're a group.
It's a group buy. It's a group buy.
Groupon.
Only if you tell me a good story. If you don't have a name for your group, that's fine. That's fine, I suppose. She kind of rolls her eyes a little bit. I'm afraid I'm out. Don't have any gloves right now. I'm sorry.
That's
I
very
have-
disappointing.
I have other potions, bow and scrolls. I have weapons, a little bit of armor, a hat. A hat. It's a really good hat.
What
what
does
does
that
it
have
do?
to?
She goes back into this box behind her, whips it out, flops it on her head, and she changes into a human version of herself. Looks very similar to something that Keegan Gelb was wearing the day that you met him.
That's cool.
She pulls it off and she reverts back to her original form. Hat of disguise. She tries to reach up to put it on your head to let you try it out, but you're about 5 feet taller than she is.
Aw.
Sorry, I'm resizing something. Hold on.
That resizes on your
gloves.
head.
Yes,
That's right.
the
Yeah.
gloves.
Yeah.
Yeah, he puts that on his hands and they turn into gloves.
So it was a bit of an assumption that the four of you were going together to Judderin, right? Is that a
Yeah.
safe assumption?
Mhm.
The other three of you guys are in there. As he's adjusting the hat on his head. Anything for the three of you?
How much is the hat?
I can let go of that for 500 gold.
Whoa.
All you.
Magic is hard to come by. I trade when adventurers come through. I buy and sell. I have a few places that I own sale every once in a while, but I retired years ago.
Do you have an adventurer's discount?
Oh,
Friends discount.
A friend's
We-
discount.
Yes, we just met here.
well, what are you doing later?
I'm home.
Looks you up and down.
Yeah, with his hat as a disguise, I can be anybody you want.
That's right. I'll take a hat of disguise.
Alrighty.
Really?
Pulls it off of Farazan's head, dusts it off,
And,
sits down.
Rathiel will take out his share of the gold, probably from multiple pouches about his person, because he doesn't keep it all in one spot, and count out 500 gold.
All right. The hat is yours. Hat of disguise.
Nice.
To read it to you. Do you want to look it up?
I will figure out how to look it up and add it to my inventory in D&D Beyond, but I'm pretty sure it probably allows me to cast Disguise Self on myself.
I believe so. Either that or alter self. I'm going to take a look.
Yeah, I think it's disguise.
Is it disguise?
Yeah.
Yeah, Disguise Self at will.
Is the hat
Oh, dang.
itself
That's nice.
silly in nature?
What's that?
Is the hat itself silly in nature, like the way that it looks?
Got like a
Is it funny
beanie with a
looking hat?
propeller.
Yeah.
It looks like one of those really, really wide brim straw hats that you see in like Jamaica to keep the sun off your head and shoulders, but only when you're not wearing it. When you wear it, it changes
Looks
shape
like
to
whatever
be
you
a
want.
part of what you want. Yes,
Cool.
but otherwise it's gigantic and it's got a string that you can like pull it off and hang it around your neck.
Yeah. So this is different than the used hat of disguise, where whenever you switch shapes, the hat stays the same. You're always wearing a beanie. You just can't get rid of the beanie.
I don't think I'd charge full
Exactly.
price for that.
Yeah,
The chameleon circuit on it is broken. It doesn't
Yeah.
work.
that's right.
Anybody else?
I'm sorry. What else did you say that you had? I was just sort of amazed at your inventory.
Armor, weapons. I've got this handy little sack, and she pulls out a bag and she shoves her whole entire arm in it and pulls it back out. Bag of holding.
Oh.
Guess what? It's 500 gold too.
And our price list is very simple.
It is. Common items are usually come
Oh.
by. Uncommon items, not so much. Rare, look at the DMG. You'll see what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So, Matt, I wanted to ask you, I know I talked to the Academy about the headband. Did I get a chance to talk to them about the grimoire also?
No. We actually discussed that like off air. So you've not,
Okay.
yeah, I think you and I talked about that last night or that before. So not had a chance to talk to them about that yet.
Okay. All right. I just didn't know how much money I had already committed. So I'm going to talk to them about that before we go downstairs.
Okay.
Because I don't need armor or weapons.
All right. Any other people? Anybody else want something? Y'all?
How about a cloak of protection?
Well, it just so happens she goes back in whips it out, dusts it off. Here you go. Guess how much?
50 gold pieces.
I'll double check. I believe that is an uncommon item. I've got a list of items, but it doesn't have the rarity of them, so I have to look that up real quick. If it's uncommon, it's 500 gold.
Depends on how much money you have, really.
She is charging the high end on all the items. Let's see. Oh, the Hat of Disguise, by the way, does not require attunement.
Nice.
Already wearing it.
Turned you into a newt.
Yes, from this point forward, no one will know what Tarathiel actually looks like.
Yeah, no, I've already played a character like that. That's probably a bad idea.
Some serious trust issues with the rest of the party.
That's confusing for me, let alone confusing for Tarathiel and all the rest of his party.
Does it give his full complement of fingers back? Is that part of the disguise?
It can, I
It
think.
can make it look like I've got a full complement of fingers. I can't use them for anything because they're illusions, but
Yeah, until somebody shakes your hand, it's really weird. Cloak of Protection, 500 gold. Yes. That gives you a +1 to armor class and saving throws. All.
Oh,
Yeah, I think that's a no-brainer.
That's
Definitely.
nice.
Farazan says, "Thank you very much."
Thank you. She's raking in the gold.
Mhm.
This does require attunement.
Okay. He says he as he's kind of fastening it around his neck and adjusting everything to get it on his shoulders correctly. He looks down at Alma and says, "Hopefully, this makes your job a little easier."
So the interesting thing about it was when she handed it to you, it was sized for somebody her size.
Yeah.
So you put it on, and it barely goes down below your shoulders, and then as you get the clasp in place, it starts to elongate and goes the full length of your body.
Love it.
it's a hand towel of protection.
That's right.
Looking snappy, Farazan.
I bet you the gods. Anybody else?
I was reading just now. Did anybody buy that bag of holding?
No.
I don't believe so.
Okay.
What were you reading, dear?
I was just reading. Reading
You-
about
you-
something.
This catalog you left on the counter.
I was wondering, Sky, if do you buy things here? Do you buy things?
Of course. Yes, dear.
All right. I look around at everybody and I get out my gray bag of tricks and I said, "Does anybody want this?"
Not the bag
Oh.
of weasels.
It's actually a bag of badgers. If my experience in
Statistically
the Heats
speaking.
game is any kind of indication, it's a damn bag of badgers because that's the only
Yeah.
thing I ever said.
I don't roll very well, see, and does anybody want this bag? And I hold it up.
Nope.
I do, dear. She reaches out to grab it.
Yoink.
She opens it up.
Uh-oh. Get away.
It is a gray bag. I'll give you 300 gold.
You pull a weasel out of there, it's you. You've already bought it.
Well, I wonder if maybe
heads
you would
back.
trade. You could trade that bag of holding for it.
Yes, I would definitely trade it with a bag of holding and 200 gold.
What about 100 gold?
Give me a persuasion.
You've already bought so much.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah,
great.
she's in double overtime profit category right now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. You've made her a semi-annual
I rolled a natural
Oh.
20.
natural 20.
Nice.
But you want to know something funny? I rolled a
Yeah.
natural 20, but it's actually a 19.
It's okay.
Perfect.
Who's vets or whatever the huevos you've got. Do you have inspiration?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. I would, not because you rolled a natural 20, but because you tried anyway. With the -1.
Yeah, you don't get
I
points for
did the
success.
best
You
I
get
could
points
do,
for the attempt.
considering.
And she looks at you. You have been very, very good. I'm bouncing around from accents, if y'all can tell. Trying so hard not to jump into Safi. You have been very good customers. Here you go. And yes, I will take it with 100 gold.
Okay.
But be sure to come back
Nice.
and see me. I always have new resupply every week or two. I have new adventures come through. I go find things.
You're our favorite magic store. I can say that with confidence.
I hope we can be
As
friends.
I should be. What, dear?
I hope we can be friends going forward.
She winks.
Sweet. I wink back.
The true reasoning for coming in here is now revealed. Anybody else? I can close early today.
Ayo.
Farazan says, if you will, the next time you have a pair of gauntlets of ogre strength, hold on to those. I would gladly take them off your hands. Literally.
Ha 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 ha.
You are a witty giant.
Except that she would pick you up over her head
Yeah.
just to demonstrate.
Look, they work.
I might pay another 500 gold just to see that.
So I'm happy to hold this for you, but I'll hold it for a week. You need to come back and see me on a regular basis and check. Be sure to have a new story to tell me.
And a team name, right?
That would be interesting.
And a cat.
She just bit me right when you said that.
Well, she pulled it. She pulled a cat out of the gray bag.
Yeah. It's meowing. Yeah.
I didn't even know I could do that. Get it back.
That's right.
Did your cat really just bite you?
Yeah, right when he said it's a cat. Like bit me right on my arm.
Our commitment to sound effects and Foley work
No,
unmatched.
Mm-hmm.
It's the budget, really.
Yeah, we spared no expense.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, if there's nothing else, I am going to close early.
I'm going to the Morcon.
Yeah, yeah.
Seems
I
fair.
just woke up an hour ago. This is wonderful.
Says thank
She
you.
must
Okay,
must get, like,
bye.
one trade day a month, maybe. Like,
Yeah, you imagine it's quality, not quantity. You know,
Uh-huh.
4 or 5
Yeah.
sales a year, and she's set. You
Yeah.
Mhm.
really, honestly, probably set her up for a good 9 months. I mean, that was a lot of money she just made.
Well, I guess it depends on what she's what's the margin on magic items. I mean, if it's like a 50% markup, yeah, she's doing pretty well. But if it's like a 10% markup, she has to buy them for $450.
well, she
Well-
just tried to buy for 300 and sell for 500. That gives you
Oh,
some
there
idea
you
of
go.
what
There you
the
go.
margin
Yeah.
looks like.
It's a pretty good
But,
margin.
Lucky for us, she has a crippling gambling problem.
And no pinkies.
And no piggies.
All right. So the next stop sounded like you're going to go to the Blue Crater Academy.
Yeah, I would like to. It's right across the street from
It is
Elves.
right next door to Keegan's.
And I do apologize for my noobness here. What's the requirements to attune to?
You spend 1 hour, a short rest or a long rest, but you have to spend at least a short rest attuning to the item, and you can attune up to 3 items ever.
Mhm.
There are exceptions, obviously,
At the
but
same time. Not ever,
Yes,
but
yes,
at the same
yes,
time.
correct.
For the rest of
Grafted
your
to
life.
your flesh.
That's it. I hope
Stuck.
you like
Luck.
it.
Can't
Yeah.
take that thing off anymore.
That cloak is actually a really good cloak because
Yeah.
plus
Yeah,
1 to
that's-
saves and armor class in 5e that's a big bump.
Yeah,
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 Mhm.
I think you needed it.
yeah. That was a given on that one. So when everyone goes, or well, when Khaldun at least goes into the Ivory Tower or whatever it was called, Obsidian Cathedral, whatever it is.
All those.
Yeah. Farazan's gonna sit outside and sit in a chair and attune to his
Hold his blanket.
hold his blanket.
So you
He's-
basically start a short rest.
Are we all
It's his
going?
wubby.
his binky.
Faizan will join you. I think we've already established there's like there's a kebab shop right there.
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah, I
Nice
think so.
Kebab, just
Or
right
just-
between Keegan's and
It's
Blue Cave.
it's a taco shop. They sell really good tacos.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's tacos.
Oh.
I love a taco.
Hiradera is in Aldrin.
Oh. Don't start.
Yes, exactly.
They're everywhere.
Canna.
So good. I'm there.
Yep.
All right,
Alright.
you head really across town at this point, around the edge on Lava Street. The Blue Crater Academy, like I think I mentioned, is multiple stories high. There's only one or two buildings taller or bigger than this. You approach first thing in the morning. It's not like a campus. It's not like a college with people running around. It's all one building. So think of more like Professor X's school. You know, everybody's changing classes inside of
Okay.
one large building.
Yeah.
There is an entrance for you, and it's the same fellow that you talked to the first time that got Master Deacon for you. And
Okay.
he nods and he says, Khaldun, what can I do for you?
Good afternoon. If Master Deacon's available, I'd like to talk to him about another item. I just happened to come across some reward money, and I'd like to enchant a spell book. Or have someone enchant a spell book for me as an arcane grimoire.
Well, Master Deacon is in classes right now. However, I'll be happy to pass along the message. If you'd like, do you have any items to enchant yourself, or is this something you want him to create?
Okay. To the DM, are we gonna have time for me to create it?
It would be like, do you want to give him a spell book? Do you have something that you want him to enchant? It's gonna same time.
Well,
either way.
I do have a spell book actually he can use, which is the basis for an arcane grimoire. So I hand him the spell book that I got out of Jadaroon.
Okay.
And say, yes, I mean, this would be perfect.
Did you already copy everything from that one to yours?
I copied some of the spells, but you said that there was a library here that I could get spells out of anyway, so it's kind of like it doesn't matter that much.
Okay. So you're going to hand over the spellbook from Jadaru. He takes it, he flips through it. This will work fine. I imagine probably cost 300 gold. And
Oh, fantastic.
I know he's already working on one item for you, so it will not start production until that one's complete.
Okay, that's fine.
If you want to come back later this afternoon, his classes end around 2 or 3. Basically, after high noon, he can give you a more accurate description of how long it will take. But
Okay,
he and I have an understanding. I'm fairly certain he'll be okay with the price.
great. Well, thank you very much. And
You may want to
I
measure
will
your
talk to you.
hand, though. So give me gloves. If not, he'll measure it when you get here next time.
I don't have any gloves. I take out a piece of paper, put my hand on it,
Make a turkey.
whip out the quill, and make a turkey.
That may actually suffice. He takes the turkey, folds it up. Anything else?
No, I think it's good. That's it. Is there anything that I can do for the academy?
Not. What is that noise? What's going on?
Fireworks.
Fireworks.
I've got well, there are fireworks here, but I think it's not me.
Okay. Not today. You will have to start doing your research soon, as part of the essentially a student of Blue Crater. But when you check back with Master Deacon, we'll just talk about it then.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Well, thank you very much.
Okay.
So I go out to the taco stand, and did we want to talk to? Oh my goodness, the priestess. What
Jinya?
was her name?
Yeah.
Jinya. Before we jump back down in the hole, it's like we've encountered this whole patron thing twice now. She took a collection from patrons, and we've got this name of a patron that's paying for our inn. Maybe she knows something about that. I mean, I don't know if it'll help us, but names carry weight, and I'd hate to have to kill 6 guards when we go downstairs.
Well, you don't forget you do have the writ that she gave you before you even started investigating the
I did conveniently forget that.
yeah the writ of purpose she gave you, which gave you access to the orphanage, the Lander Street orphanage. But it does hold some weight. And now that you've proven yourself and you've saved these children and you've garnered the attention of, some of these more influential people, it holds a little more weight. You feel, you know that this is going to hold a little
Okay.
more weight.
So maybe
it's
we
not a
won't
free
have
pass.
problems
It's
with
not
that.
a shillelagh. It's but it'll get you in some doors that normally it wouldn't.
Okay. Oh, and I'm sorry. I do remember we have this gnomish tinker puzzle box, heavily enchanted, that I think all of us have forgotten about. I've just looked
yeah.
over at my list.
You have?
When I'm in Blue Crater, I pull it out and I'll show what's the apprentice's name? I don't think I have his name. Anyway, I showed the apprentice. I was like, you wouldn't happen to know what this is, would you?
He he dissolves. He takes it.
He gets the spikes out of his head.
He takes it in his hand and he looks at it. He's frown. He not frowns, like his brow furrows. It looks definitely gnomish in design. Have you opened it? It looks like a puzzle box.
It's I agree, and it's heavily enchanted, and I didn't want to mess with it until I investigated it further. I honestly just haven't had the time.
May I cast Detect Magic on it?
Sure, it's enchanted, but go ahead.
He does a quick casting of it, and kind of the same reaction you had when you first cast it, because it has all of the schools.
Yeah.
He just, unbecoming of his normal, like, facial expression, which is kind of stony, or he has this look of surprise, and he hands it back to you. I have never seen anything like this before. I don't know what this is.
Okay.
You're right. It's heavily enchanted. I would be curious. That would be an amazing research project for you to work on here in Blue Cater Academy.
Ding, 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 ding. Okay. All right. Thank you very much.
Welcome.
I'll go back and tell everybody, I'll show them the music box, the puzzle box. I'm like, so the creator thinks this is fascinating. I guess that's kind of helpful. At least it's not just a box to hold somebody's perfume. So it's going to take a little time to figure out what this thing is. Maybe we can get some answers.
All right. What do you guys plan to do next?
Head back downstairs.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm torn between heading straight downstairs, and I think Heath was saying going back to Jenya.
I mean, while we're not in the hole, I think it'd be a good idea to just take advantage of our time.
I agree.
I kind of want to find out more specifically about this fourth kid. So maybe going back to the orphanage is maybe the best bet for that, to see because we have a suspicion that there's something special about that specific kid. So if we can find out maybe where that kid came from, if they've got any more information, that might be.
And that reminds me, I have not revealed on the key where the Lantern Street Orphanage is on this map. So let me take care of that real quick. Boop. It is number 18, which is the top right corner close to Crater Lake, which happens to be along the way to the Church of St. Cuthbert, where Jenya is.
Yeah.
So easily along the, just stay on Lava Street. You'd pass one and then change a few roads to the other. Is that what you would like to do?
Yeah, as we leave the taco stand, Rathiel is going to find a quiet alley somewhere to kind of walk confidently into it and change into a human, and then come back out.
Into a what?
Into a human.
Human.
form
Okay.
of some description. I know there are people in the city that are interested in my whereabouts, so I would like to not be seen.
Okay.
I love that. I just noticed there's a tiny Khaldun on the map too, which is amazing.
Oh God.
There's also an owl, Pyzel, who's a peasant.
Nice.
Can you move Fazel?
I don't even see her.
She's
Where-
just above where you are.
Oh, there she is. I thought I eliminated all the mini U's because I was gonna go with that, but it's so small it's hard to see who's doing
Yeah.
what. I thought it'd be
Yeah,
neat just to be able to tool around town like that.
I am practicing clone and simulacrum. All right, so
Never
here
too
we
late.
go.
Too late to start.
It did occur to me that you could have a weird subplot with what do they do with all those fingers that they cut off? Could you use that to like clone somebody?
Yes, as a matter of fact, you could.
That's
Wait till you see
disturbing.
the finger golem.
That worries
Yes,
me.
that's right.
Jeez. I don't. Yeah. Oh no, it's the thing from the labyrinth.
The labyrinth. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Going
chose
down.
down.
He said down.
I love those things. I love that whole movie. It's amazing.
Yeah. Going back to what you're talking about earlier, that show you watched.
Labyrinth. No, but that's what we were just talking about. The
Yeah.
Storyteller. Storyteller,
Yeah,
definitely.
yeah.
Everyone watch that. It's amazing.
What's that about?
It's about stories being told. It's like Eastern European folklore told with Henson Studios.
Okay.
Yeah, that's super interesting.
It's really good. Like
What is it called?
some of my favorite TV from childhood.
The
What was
Storyteller.
it called? The
The
Storyteller.
Storyteller. Yeah, Jim Henson's The Storyteller.
Is that on either of the two major streaming devices? Where did you see it?
My parents owned a video library, and I had video cassettes.
Oh, nice. VCR.
Yes.
Nice. That's the vinyl of all movies. All right. Heading around Cauldron, you come up to Lantern Street Orphanage. Gates are open. You see the gardener, who I believe you spoke with originally,
Yeah, we did.
briefly. He's out there. He's gardening. I mean, obviously, he's gardening. He sees you come up, nods, smiles brightly, just waves, says, "Hello. What brings you back to the orphanage?" And he walks over to you.
This is Jeremiah.
Yes, Jeremy.
Jeremiah.
Jeremiah. Yeah.
Just wanting to check in on the kids, make sure they're okay.
All safe and sound.
Well, not
really-
not all of them, right?
All four of them. Yeah.
Kill it.
What?
We really appreciate you returning the children to us. That's we were really worried.
Yeah, it's understandable.
Farazan like
Is-
takes a step forward, says, "All four children are safe and sound."
And he takes a half step back and poots slightly.
So
Eclipse.
is Tara
Yes.
here? Can we speak to Tara?
He's inside. I would suggest you talk to Gretchen first. I mean, I would go just
Okay.
talk to the kids, but
Good
she's
plan.
the head. You know, and she's the headmistress of the orphanage.
Mhm.
Yeah, go inside. The doors are. The day is open.
So Farazan's not the most insightful, quote unquote, person around, but he's gonna kind of look over his shoulder at his companions to see what their reaction is to this.
It was a pretty stinky poot.
I'm gonna do an insight. I'm gonna do an
Not
insight.
that.
You want to do an
Uh,
insight?
Yeah,
Yes,
I can roll an
please.
insight on that.
Okay, everybody. Somebody
I'm
pick
gonna go for
the
it.
insight and take advantage. Whoever's going to do it.
What do you think,
You go for it.
Horatio?
You're probably the best,
Me?
Rachel.
Oh,
Not here.
not today.
6 and 7.
Here.
How lucky.
Well,
You
that
feel
would
like
be
using. What's the total?
13.
Huh? Wow.
Respectable.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's almost double a 7. You feel like he is being truthful. Yeah, I mean, nothing about his demeanor makes you feel anything besides, yeah, he's just glad that the kids are back. He's glad to see
He
you. He's a little scared of Farazan.
he believes that 4 children are back.
Absolutely.
Okay.
So when Farazan looks over his shoulder and Alma, doesn't pull a sword and goes to attack him or something like that, he says,
I,
kind of shrugs.
I
like,
say that
"Okay."
out loud.
Oh,
I say that out loud. I say he believes that 4 children are back.
They are back. I promise you, they're all 4 back. Just go talk to Gretchen.
We will.
What?
Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
And he grabs his hoe and
See,
walks away.
have a good day.
Yeah, man, just for
Mr.
next time, what kind of tacos do you like?
I like tongue.
You like tongue? All right, cool.
Taca lengua.
Colingua.
Farazan steps to the side so that the others can lead toward the orphanage, and he just kind of narrows his eyes at the very, very fishy gardener.
I mean, okay, out of character for a minute. No, actually, I can do it in character. As we walk, Tarathiel's like, well, that Orbius thing did say he was going to take it back where it came from.
He did. He did. That's why I'm kind of hopeful that this is actually true. That'd be kind of good.
Let's find out.
Something is
Simply
going on here.
Shorten our to-do list.
Yeah.
So you head inside. It's still very early, 9:30 in the morning, barely. Kids are in their classes, and it's not long after you walk in. You see the cook back in the back, but Gretchen comes out and sees you as she leaves her office, and has just this look of pure joy and gratitude as she hurriedly, like as hurriedly as she can, because she's like 80, down the stairs to see you. And whoever's in the front, she just throws her arms around either your waist if you're Farazan or your shoulders if you're Alma. Thank you so much. You do not know how relieved we were to get all our children back. Thank you so much. I'm sorry. I wish there was something I could do. I hope that the gods bless you in all your daily blessing things.
Doings.
Yeah. I have nothing to
I-
give you but my thanks and my gratitude. Thank you so much.
I hug her back and I whisper, "This hug is priceless."
Oh, she tears.
Squeeze really tight.
Oh, inspiration.
You're just racking it up.
Yep. Keeping that switch on. And she does. She tears up and she hugs you tighter, and she makes her rounds to whoever will allow her to hug. This precious granny of a woman.
Yeah. She gives really good hugs, guys. I'm serious. Get in on
She
this.
does.
And I'm
She
like, come
does.
on.
Tarathiel is technically in a different shape than the last time she saw him.
Yeah, that's right. She doesn't recognize you, but she doesn't. Honestly, she doesn't notice. She's so
She doesn't notice.
overwhelmed.
Guilty by association, buddy. Get in here.
Tarathiel awkwardly accepts a hug.
She just, yeah, she's like the creature you fought in Jadaroon, just the Reacher. What were those things called? Oh crap, I can't remember
Oh,
what
the
it's called.
tentacle. Oh, the
Roper?
cloaker. Cloaker. I think
It's
it's
a roper.
Choker.
Choker?
Yeah, it's called the choker. 'Cause
Whatever.
they choke you.
We'll call it that.
Yeah.
We've got the vowels right. We just need to get the right consonants in there.
It's just been a long day. Thank you. Thank you for coming by. Is there anything I can do for you?
You can tell us the truth.
And she doesn't understand. It's very. She looks at you. Truth about what?
We're a little confused. When did Taryn make it back here?
Oh, this morning. A lady in a dark dress and a dark veil dropped it off. I thought she was with you.
Oh, we left the kids with the church, right? And the church brought them back?
Jenya got them cleaned up and brought them back last night. Definitely last night. So the way it sounds is You dropped the kids off. They got cleaned up, healed up if they needed it, and went straight to the orphanage.
Okay.
But is the lady in the veil Jinya?
No. Jinya brought the other three last night. The lady in the veil brought Taram this morning.
I just imagine the lady in the veil being Orbius the Beholder with
He has a hat of disguise.
We've already established that this woman is not the most perceptive in the world, and I just imagine some beholder showing up with a child.
No, it's got like
Actually in beholder form, and just wearing a dress with a veil
Yes,
over
exactly.
each eye.
It's just like pegged over its shoulders. Like
It's got
No,
tiny
seen
little
those-
hats of disguise on each eyeball.
on every.
Have you seen those Hulk arms for chickens?
Yes. Yes.
Sounds like this human arms for a beholder.
Exactly like that. Like just like clearly not a human.
Oh, I've got
Beholder in a
She was just so happy to get Sarah back. She didn't notice the beholder.
Oh,
With
that's
big
so-
chicken arms.
That's so fun.
Oh my god.
I've actually got a set of those in the garage.
beholder arms.
The chicken arms. I printed them out for somebody.
Oh my god. Oh Lord.
Okay, so
Just a little individual hat for every little eye. Ah.
Like 5,000 gold.
no wonder they're criminals. The beholders are in criminal organizations. It costs them a lot to
Good thing
outfit them.
you don't have to attune to it.
Yeah.
You hang on to that hat. I'm
That
serious.
would be awkward. I guess you just have to tuck all the eye stalks under one big hat. Like a bun, an eye bun. Oh Lord.
Okay, where were we?
I don't know.
We need to talk to Taryn, yeah?
I'm sorry, say it again.
We need to talk to Taryn.
Oh,
Do you want to talk to Taram?
Yeah?
Okay.
Right?
If we can. Yeah.
Sure. No,
He's here.
he's in class, but I'm sure he'd be delighted to see you. You saved him. Hold on. Just Taram? Oh, okay. She runs upstairs, or toddlers upstairs with her cane. And a minute or so later, she comes out with Taram, brings him downstairs, and said, "Taram, these are the ones that rescued you. They wanted to see you and say, see how you were doing. Go ahead." And she nudges him forward, like he looks nervous. He looks shy, like a little kid, right? He looks like he's 8 years old. He looks up at you, looks up at Farazan. Hi.
Hello.
Did,
Is this the same kid?
the lady that brought you here, did she tell you her name?
No. I don't
Okay.
remember a whole lot. I was
Can you-
there with you, and then I wasn't. It was dark. And the next thing I remember, it was morning, and I was walking with her.
And she just brought you here?
She came up, knocked on the door, and that's when Miss Gretchen, came and brought me back in.
Well, that was very nice of her.
I thought so. Will you tell her thank you?
We will,
When
buddy.
we see her next.
Thank you. And he looks a little less nervous, but he still has that awkwardness to him. Like, you guys are strangers. You saved me, and that's great and cool and all, but like, I don't know what to say. He's experiencing something new, and he doesn't know what to say. That's the feeling you get from him.
Have you talked to the other kids?
Sure. They're upstairs.
How are they doing?
They're good. They got to stay with Jinya, though. That's not fair.